Hey everyone, Reddy Linx here. Welcome back to another Choose Your Own Adventure livestream. Some guests will be joining soon, and today we'll be reading the book Welcome to the Wicked Wax Museum. I'm expecting some House of Wax kind of stuff in this book. This is another book I'll be reading digitally on my phone. Hello, Sylvia. For those of you who are new to this series, basically me and some guests will try to get one good ending. I'll read the book out loud. Basically, me and some guests will try to get one good ending in these books, with 3 lives. Basically, meaning if we get 2 bad endings, then it's okay, but the third ending, then that's it. So this is number 12 in the series. It's a coincidence because this is number 12 and this is number 12. So yeah, and you guys in the audience can also intervene when we get to a choice. I'll type out what's going on. Let I'll type out the situation and the choices we get to go through. So yeah, I'll read the beware page. Let's get started. Beware. Do not read this book from beginning to end. Oh, guest incoming.
Hey man.
Kirby,
Yeah, right man, you?
time. You're just in time.
Yeah. Where's Avery? Is he somewhere? Uh
I guess he didn't make it, but
yeah. He'll join soon, I know.
you can always join later.
Yeah.
I was just about to read the beware page.
Mhm.
All right. Your history class takes a trip to the new wax museum. You and your friends, Liz and Jake, hope the trip will make history less boring. But you have no idea what the Wicked Wax Museum has in store for you. First, Jake vanishes. Do you and Liz stay in the museum to find him? Or do you leave to get help? Should we let her join Topsy Turvy?
I mean it's mainly just up to you, I guess. I mean it's your stream, man. Like
Hey, Avery. Sorry you couldn't make it.
I mean it's your stream, man. I mean you have
Uh,
the right to like let her in. Is it her? Sorry if I got that wrong.
I'll let you join the next one, Sylvia. Sorry that I disappoint you, but things have already been planned. Alright. Anyways, if you stay, look out for strange men in doctor's masks. Keep out of the steaming room if you can, and beware the wax figures that seem a little too lifelike, especially that hooded one with the gleaming axe. If you leave the museum, get ready for a terrifying time. Meet Sybil Wicked and her skull-faced serpent Axel. They've developed a horrible new kind of plastic surgery. Can you and Liz escape before your faces get lifted? Right off your bodies? This scary adventure is all about you. You decide what will happen, and you decide how terrifying the scares will be. Start on page 1, then follow the instructions at the bottom of each page. You make the choices. Alright, so take a deep breath, cross your fingers, and turn to page 1 to give yourself goosebumps. Already reading that, looks like we are dealing with some kind of House of Wax stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I know, maybe that's just me. But I think that too, yeah. Yeah.
Alright,
You ready?
well, you ready?
Hmm. Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, I'm gonna type out that we're starting the book. Alright, keep in mind of this. Alright, here we go. Cool! You exclaim to your best friends Liz and Jake. The field trip to the Wicked Wax Museum is today. I can't believe our class gets to see it the day before the grand opening. Finally, Mr. Dunning's history class won't be such a bore, Jake adds, flipping his black baseball cap around backwards. Mr. Dunning? More like Mr. Dull. You said it, Liz giggles. Her red curls bounce when she laughs. Hey, why is it called the Wicked Wax Museum anyways? That's the name of the guy who owns it, Jake explains. Dr. Izzy Wicked. He made all the wax figures. Well, according to Mr. Dull, Liz adds, the museum is supposed to bring history to life for us. Or something like that. Yeah, right, Jake smirks. And maybe the wax figures will come to life too. Aw, gross, Liz cries. You're giving me the creeps, Jake. Come on, you two, you say. The bus is here. Let's be first in line so we can grab the back seats. That's me on the bus, by the way. Go to page 2. On the bus, you rush to the back. You and Liz take a two-seater. Jake sits alone across the aisle with his red sneakered feet on the seat. Now no one else can sit there. That's what I do on the bus, by the way. Jake leans back. His chin-length brown hair falls over the top of the seat. Let's get this crate rolling, he mutters. All right, people, Mr. Dunning shouts from the front of the bus. Thanks to my personal donation to the museum, we get to see the place before it opens to the public tomorrow. The teacher does one last head count. All right, Sal, he says to the driver. We're all here. Let's go. As soon as the bus starts moving, Jake presses his nose and open lips flat against the window for the viewing pleasure of the other people on the road. Then he breathes on the window and writes in the steam, honk if you hate history. Honk, you say, laughing. Honk, honk, Liz adds. You and Liz are honking so loud you don't see Mr. Dunning coming from the aisle. He looks mad. Go to page 3. That's enough of you out of you three. You're always making trouble. The red-faced Mr. Dunning sputters. If you hate history so much, you can just wait for the rest of us in the lobby. Oh, brother, you groan. There goes our fun. Minutes later, the bus pulls up to the stone building. Mr. Dunning leads the class into the lobby of the Wicked Wax Museum. The scowling woman in a purple turban and gold bracelets sits inside the ticket booth. These 3 students will not be going in, Mr. Dunning tells her. He turns to you, Jake, and Liz, and points to a bench by the wall. Sit there, you little monsters! And you'd better be sitting there when I come back. The class leaves you behind as they enter the Hall of Historical Exhibits. A red door closes after them. Jake manages to sit still for a few minutes, then he jumps up and says, I think it's time for us to take a little tour of our own. Turn to page 75. Jake, don't! You whisper loudly as he disappears through the red door. You glance at the ticket lady. She's busy with something in the booth. Jake, you call. Again. We're in enough trouble already. You jump up from the bench and try to grab the door before it closes. Too late. The red door slams in your face. Hey, open up! You hear Jake yelling through the door. He rattles the knob. Help! He cries. Liz leaps to help. Liz leaps up to help you push the door open. It won't budge. Haha, funny. Stop kidding around, Jake, she scolds. Help! Jake screams again. He really does sound scared. Then you hear a whirl like a motor starting up. The click of gears mingles with Jake's cries. Jake! You shout. There's no answer. You press your ear against the door and listen. think something is really wrong, you whisper to Liz. His cries are getting further away. We have to get in. You shake the door handle and give it one last push. Suddenly, the door opens easily. Darkness greets you both. Darkness. And the loud whirling of the motor. No sign of Jake. Alright, we're given our first choice. Do we go after Jake or get help?
Hmm. Well, like you said, don't like the adults not believe kids that get into these things. I mean,
Plus, here's what I think. If we tell someone, they're gonna be like, "Hey, you're supposed to be in that corner."
yeah, exactly. They're just kind
I
of
let's
brush
go
us
after
off.
Jake.
Yeah, I
Let's just go
agree.
after Jake.
They're always gonna
Going
brush us
after Jake.
off. Like, yeah, let's be
I
honest.
was
They're
gonna
all,
be like, "Hey,
and
you're in trouble. You're not supposed to leave that corner."
then you'll get a
All right,
bad ending for nothing. So,
all
you
right.
know,
We're going after Jake.
yeah.
No time to lose. Jake needs your help. You step into the darkness. Liz clutches your arm. I don't like that motor sound, she stammers. You don't like it either, but it's too late to turn back now. The heavy red door slams shut behind you. A thick bolt slides into place on its own. You're locked in. Slowly, your eyes adjust to the strange red light that fills the room. Then you see what's making the motor sound. Ahead of you, a conveyor belt moves slowly through a velvet-streamed opening into a black tunnel. It reminds you of those luggage carousels at the airport, but there are no suitcases on this conveyor belt. Instead, there's a body, Jake's, and it's moving slowly away from you. His red sneakers are disappearing into the tunnel. Then you notice something else. Out of the corner of your eye, you see something move across the room. It's only a shadow, but there's definitely something there. What is it? We're given another choice. If you want to
Wait, wait.
find out what's moving through the shadows, turn to page 93. If you ignore it and just go after Jake, turn to page 18.
Mm, I wanted. Wait, I wasn't. Wait, I just had to. I had to go for a second. What? Wait, what happened? Really?
So we enter the room and we see something that looks like Jake on a
Mhm.
conveyor belt. But then we see something in the shadows in the corner of our eye. We're given a choice to either follow Jake or see what's in the shadows.
See what's in the shadows. I mean, I don't know, mate. Because this is like a wax museum. What if it's a decoy though? I'm gonna admit.
No, you can't make a wax figure that fast. It's impossible.
Okay, okay, that's actually kind of true.
I'm
Um,
I'm going after Jake. What if that shadow isn't Jake? What if it's something else?
I'm gonna admit, yeah, true.
I'm going after Jake.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do that.
Jake! You shout. You lunge to pull him back by his feet. Before you can grab his sneaker, a steel door slams down over the opening. You pull your hands back just in time, kneeling on the low platform in front of the conveyor belt. You bang on a steel door. Jake! You shout again. The door slides open. The conveyor belt starts moving forward. You're so startled you lose your balance. Splat. Oh, is that another is that another account of yours? Uh,
At the someone's. Oh, wait, what? Why is that two
There was
accounts? Weird.
I don't know. I'm just
Huh?
gonna remove the previous one off.
Yeah.
Uh, Kick from
I
studio.
think because I closed the window, that's what happened.
Alright, well, either way, let's continue.
Yeah.
Let's see, where was I? Splat. You fall flat on your face. You're on the belt. Liz! You cry in terror. Get me off this thing! Liz jumps up onto the belt to pull you off. The belt the belt speeds up. Now both you and Liz are being dragged along through the tunnel. Up ahead, Jake lies motionless on the moving belt. And at the end of the tunnel, a sign flashes on and off. It says, "This way to the steaming room." Find out more about steaming on page 40. I'm gonna have a sip of drink first.
Sure, man. Take your time, man. It's alright. Don't worry.
Right. Steaming room, you ask Liz. What do you suppose that is? Liz only shakes her head, and the conveyor belt comes to a sudden stop. You squint, trying to peer ahead in the darkness. You're about to call out Jake's name when you hear voices. Let's get him off this belt, says one man. Dr. Wicked wants this one steamed right away. We'll do him first, then get the others, says a second man. Steamed? You gasp. And we must be the others, Liz cries. Shh, listen, listen, you say as the voices begin to argue. Maybe we should skip the steaming, one man says. If Dr. Wicked wants us to be finished in time for the opening tomorrow, we might just have to go on to the next step. No way, says the other man. You know we can't skip any steps if the steaming is skipped. Nothing goes right. Okay, let's just get this kid into the tube. You and Liz glance at each other in horror. Jake's always had a knack for getting into trouble, but this time he's going out of his league. And to page 59. We've got to see we've got to see what they're doing, you whisper. You and Liz tiptoe along the conveyor belt. Finally, you can see the room at the end of the tunnel. Two men are lifting Jake off the conveyor belt. His body hangs limp. You watch in terror as they load him into a tall glass tube and shut the door. The room is filled with these human-sized tubes. They look like big test tubes, but they have doors. Each tube also has a clear hose sticking out of the top, connecting it to the big pipe on the ceiling. And Jake is inside one of them. How can we get him out of there? Liz whispers. Before you can answer, though, the conveyor belt starts up again and with a jolt. You and Liz are knocked off your feet and carried down the tunnel, toward the test tube room. Then you notice that the air around you is getting damp and heavy, and you're feeling sleepy, very sleepy. You spot purple smoke hissing under the conveyor belt. Sleeping gas. It registers in your brain, and your body is now helpless to do anything about it. It's all you can do to rock your head to the side so you can see see where you're going. No surprise there. You and Liz are headed straight into the waiting hands of the two men in gloves and doctor's masks. Turn to page 133 to see what happens next. The two men in doctor's masks drag you and Liz off the belt. Two more for the steaming, says one. Dr. Wicked will be pleased. They roughly load you and Liz into separate test tubes, close the glass doors, and seal them. They're going to steam us, your mind screams. We'll die. Already you have to fight your breath. You've always been frightened by enclosed spaces. It's hard not to panic. Your mind races, trying to come up with a plan. Now that you're away from the sleeping gas, you feel strength returning to your arms and legs. Maybe you can break out of this contraption. But what about the two men? Besides, once the steaming starts, whatever it is, you'll probably need all the strength you can muster. Maybe you should lie low, try to conserve air and energy, and hope you can come out alive. Alright, we're given another choice.
Hmm.
Fight to escape, or stand perfectly still to save oxygen.
Alright. Uh,
While you're thinking,
I
I'm
think.
gonna go ahead and change the thumbnail.
Don't worry. What can Avery not come with something, or is he just?
Alright, I'm just gonna have to do it. I'm just gonna have to change it later, but uh,
Hmm.
okay, let's focus back on the story.
Yes.
So we're in some tubes, and something is about to happen called steaming.
Yeah.
We can
We
either
can.
fight our way out or stay low to save oxygen.
I'm gonna say stay still. You know why? Because you remember like that one
We're,
page in
we're gonna,
the I forgot what it's called now. Uh
yeah, we're just gonna waste oxygen and suffocate to death.
yeah,
It's very
admitting
obvious what the correct choice is.
yeah, admittingly that's gonna happen. I'm just saying it.
Yeah, let's stand still.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let's just stand still.
All right, we're standing still. You tried to save oxygen in this glass prison by standing perfectly still. Apparently, Liz has the same idea. She breathes slowly inside her tube, but you can't see Jake at all. His tube is filled with a cloud of white steam. Your mind works over time. What's this all about? Those two men talked about getting you ready for Dr. Wicked. They said this steaming shit was just the first step. First step of what? You're not sure or you want to know. You'd rather just get out alive. Rather just get out alive. Steam whooshes in through a hose at the top of the test tube. You brace yourself for the pain, but it never comes. Instead, your pores open as the steam gives your skin a deep clean cleansing. It's cleaning us. It's hot, but not so hot you can stand it. Not so hot that you can't stand it. So it's cleaning us like a hot shower.
Yeah, basically.
Then, as suddenly as the steam appeared, it clears. You see you're moving again. The test tubes are lined up along the rolling rack. Jake's tube is far ahead of you, rattling as it goes. Behind you, Liz looks as surprised as you that it's over. You raise your hand to give to the glass to wave at her. As you do, you bump the latch on the glass door, and it wiggles loose. Turn to page 4. You know it You know a chance to escape when you see one. You push the door, it swings open. Immediately, the test tubes stop moving. You jump out. The men with the doctor masks are nowhere in sight. You run back to Liz's tube and unseal her door. Thanks, she exclaims as he jumps out. Are you all right? You ask. I'm fine, she assures you. But what about Jake? I can't see him anywhere. He disappeared into the opening in the wall. Liz is right. Jake's tube is out of sight. You run to the opening in the wall. When you peer in, you can't see Jake's tube, but what you do see is so frightening it makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. It's the next step, and it couldn't be worse. A sign at the end of a long tunnel flashes these words: Skin Scraping Center. They're going to skin Jake alive! You breathe in horror. Try your best to save him on page 98. Skin scraping. So they are making human wax figures. This is House of Wax.
Yeah. Well, never seen the movie, but like, I've like
I've
I
seen I've seen parts of it.
yeah, Sam.
I think this is gonna be like the 1953 version, not the 2005
Yeah.
one.
And also that one Gravity Falls episode like reminds me of this a lot, but I don't know.
I've never really seen that episode,
Mm,
so.
yeah. Fair enough, fair
What do you
enough.
mean skin Jake alive? Liz cries. Remember one of the masked guys talking about getting Jake ready for the next step? You ask. Jake got through the steaming step, the sign above the end. The tunnel said skin scraping center. That must be the next step. You mean they're going to scrape Jake's skin off? Liz shudders. Why? I haven't figured that out yet, you admit. But I know we've got to save him. Quick! Get back into your test tube. What? Liz cries. Are you crazy? Trust me, you say. It's the only way to follow Jake. You push Liz back into her tube. Then you jump into your own tube and pull the door closed. Just as you hope, the track starts moving again. You and Liz are headed for the skin scraping center. You hope you won't be, be too late to save Jake. That is, if you can survive yourselves. We're at page 26. The track moves you and Liz toward the opening in the wall. Then something unexpected happens. Instead of instead of the track taking you to the skin scraping center, straight ahead, your test tube veers off to the left. Spotlights flicker along the track. You're not in a tunnel at all now. The test tubes are moving through a well-lit cave with a high ceiling. Without warning, the test tubes stop moving. The doors swing open slowly. A recorded voice over a loudspeaker repeats menacingly, "Watch your step, please, as you leave your capsule. Watch your step, please, as you leave your capsule." And it says it 3 times, by the way. What's going on? Find out on page 5. Nervously, you and Liz step down from the tubes. You glance around for Jake, but you don't see him anywhere. Where is that voice coming from? You wonder. Then you spot 2 speakers hanging from wires on the cave-like walls. There's no one here, Liz whispers. A few steps away, you see 2 bucket seats lined with cushions. 2 comfortable chairs just sitting there in the middle of the cave. Without thinking, you and Liz fall into the soft cushioned seats to collect your thoughts. We've lost Jake, you state the obvious. If only we could find Mr. Dunning and the group. What kind of weird wax museum is this anyway? There's something terrible happening here, Liz says. Another record message suddenly blares through the cavern. For the convenience of other visitors, please keep moving. Then the floor beneath your seat starts to move, just like the test tubes. Hey! You shout, trying to get up. A bar falls down across your lap. Another drops down on Liz. Wait a minute, you think. You've been in seats like these before. At the amusement park. You must have stumbled onto some sort of wax museum ride. Hope it's a good one. Hang on as you ride over to page 49. A wax museum ride. Can't think I've seen that before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The seats move uh,
Wait,
the
wait,
seats move forward.
go on. I thought that was from me to respond to. Sorry, man.
uh, the seats move forward into yet another dark tunnel. It's so dark you can't see your hand in front of your face. Then your seat swivels abruptly and the light comes up. Before you is a wax diorama. Diorama. It shows a stone-walled room filled with weird old-fashioned science equipment. In the middle of the floor is a doctor's examining table. You recognize this setting. You've seen the movie at least 5 times. It's the scene from Frankenstein. But there's something wrong. A wax a wax statue of Igor, the creepy assistant, stands with his hand on the power switch. His mouth is open as if he's talking to someone, except there's no one else there. What's more, the examining table is empty. Where's Dr. Frankenstein? And where's the monster? Weird. You know the museum is set to open tomorrow. So where are the missing statues? Maybe you should investigate. Liz has a different plan in mind. Turn to page 131. That's plain creepy, Liz cries. Stop the ride! I don't want to get off. I want to get off. She pushes hard against the metal lap bar. Everything screeches to a halt. A moment later, the light goes on. The lights go out. You're sitting in the dark. What happens next depends on what day of the week it is. If you're reading this on a weekday, ride straight. The ride starts right back up. Go on. Are we reading this on a weekday or a weekend?
We
If it's a weekday, the ride starts up and we go on. If it's a weekend, we get out of the car.
so
It is a Wednesday, so
yeah.
we're
So
going to 51.
yeah, because because Monday to Friday is weekday. Yeah, so yeah, we're going up.
All
Up?
right.
Yeah, are we going up?
51. Yeah,
Yeah.
the ride is still going.
Yeah.
If this is wrong, we'll see what happens if it was a weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
After a second, the bucket seats start up again. You turn a corner. There's light up there's light up ahead. A recorded voice says, "We hope you enjoyed the show. Please watch your step as you leave the ride." The bars lift from your laps and you step out. You're in a little room with mirrors on a pale green walls. On one wall, there's an open door. A sign above it says, "Welcome to the River of Wax Maze. Proceed at your own risk." Beyond it, a narrow path is bordered with clear glass ditches. What looks like hot wax flows through the ditches, popping and bubbling as it goes. Now you see why it's risky to enter the maze. You wouldn't want to slip in and fall into wax. Liz starts to show something, but you can't cut her own. You can't cut, but you cut her off. Shh, you caution. "I think I hear something." Sure enough, barely audible above the gargle and pop of the wax, you hear voices. You can't make out what they're talking about, but you know who they are. You'd know those voices anywhere. How could you forget them? "It's them," you whisper to Liz. "The guys with the doctor masks. We must be close to Jake. Come on." You have no choice but to tackle the maze on page 96. Good luck. Oh, there's actually a maze on here.
Ooh,
Well,
that's
this
interesting.
ought to be interesting. Here, I'll show you the maze.
Sure. I might wait. Wait, how are you gonna send this to me? Because do I have to
I'm gonna
like?
send you it through Discord.
I see. Because I'll get up the other slide actually.
All right,
Uh,
it's coming
so,
through.
wait, send it to my other account because I can't
Oh,
see
sandwich,
on.
sandwich guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
sandwich guy. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because I
It's coming
can't.
through. It's coming through.
Yeah,
It's coming through. It's coming through. Coming through.
sorry. Yeah, because I
Here
can't
it is.
see it on uh
All right.
this
How
and.
amazing are you?
Oh.
Start at the "this way out" sign. As you follow your chosen path, collect the letters along the way. See the spaces provided below, copy them to a piece of paper, and fill the letters along the way. If you have chosen the correct path, your letters will spell out an important message from the owner of the Wicked Wax Museum, Dr. Wicked himself. Write the letters in the order in which you find them. There seems to be
Yeah. So we have an
7,
O.
10,
Yeah.
4, 18 letters.
Oh, that's interesting. So wait, so there's an O at the start. Okay, okay.
O,
O N. Wait, there's an
I see an
N.
N,
There's an N. Uh,
L,
yeah. N. So O N L. Uh, there's a
Y,
Y. Yeah.
only,
Wait, there's another Y though. So like, how does that
only
work?
Y. There's an O,
Okay.
only Yo.
Uh,
There's two U's, one leads to a dead end, so we'll go this way.
there's
Only
also
you.
yeah. There's also an O. Uh, so there's
I
an
got
O.
only you so far.
Yeah. Now let me get a piece of
There's a
paper. I'm gonna
C.
write this down. Uh,
I'm editing this with like a little crayon thing through the photo app.
oh, I see. So
Only you. There's a C. Only you see.
so
C-A.
you see O. All right. There's another U. Is there? No, no, there's not.
Yes, there
Yeah,
is,
there's
but
another U.
one leads to a dead end.
Yeah. So
Only you
only you. Yeah.
see A.
So only you see uh a yeah.
There's a X-T-N.
Wait, so from here. Wait, so wait, so
Only you can.
yeah, only yeah, sounds reasonable. Oh wait, so
You
only you
can.
can Wait, there's an S. Is there an S? After N, is there an S?
Yes, I see an S.
S.
S. Go. V.
Uh. Yeah, there's a V.
No,
Wait, no, there's not a V
no,
actually.
there's no V.
Wait, so
A. V.
to A.
S-
Wait,
E.
A leads to
Save.
what?
Only you can save.
Save.
I think I got it. The last word should be Jake.
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
you can save Jake.
yeah, but doesn't. Oh yeah, actually.
Only you
Yeah,
can
actually
save
that's right.
Jake.
Yeah, yeah, actually that's right. Yeah, yeah,
So find the letters that spell Jake, and then that should lead.
yeah,
And the end of the maze is here.
yeah. I mean, there's a J, there's an E, there's an A, and I believe there's a K somewhere. Yeah, K. Isn't it? Oh,
Yeah, K and
yeah,
E,
K. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah,
then the end
you
of the
can
maze.
only save
The end
Jake.
is here.
Yeah, yeah, you can. Yeah, it says you can only you can save Jake.
Only
Yeah,
you can save Jake.
yeah.
And here what I'm reading is if you didn't get through the maze, close the book and take a cold shower, you've just been riding on a river of burning wax.
Ooh.
But but thankfully we did manage to get through the maze.
Yeah.
So let's
What?
go straight to page 124.
I'm assuming it's gonna ask us what it says now and stuff.
Well, let's find out on page 124.
Yeah.
I mean, it technically did, but there was like a little space to put out what letters you collected.
Yeah. True.
All right, 124. Uh-oh. It looks like your end might be here. Yours and Liz's and Jake's. You're in the wax dipping laboratory, and it's very clear now. What is going on at this wicked wax museum? You look around for Jake and spy an empty stretcher, but no Jake. Huge vats of hot bubbling wax are lined up across the center of the lab. Dozens of ropes hang from scaffolding, giant machines rumble, tumble, swish, and swirl. Hundreds of wax dipped figures dangle from drying racks. A voice on the other side of the laboratory shouts, "Just one for readiness." "Yes, Dr. Wicked," replies a worker in white. Now you see him. It's Dr. Izzy Wicked himself. I just realized, is he wicked?
Yeah. Is he? Yeah. Same actually. Now you mention it. Yeah. Same. Yeah.
Standing on a platform overlooking the lab. A mane of wild a mane of wild white hair frames his hollow-cheeked face. "Don't dip him until you're sure the steaming and skinning have been successful," he orders. The three other workers are gathered around the stainless steel table. When they step back and see what or who they're examining, it's Jake. Go to page 104. "It's Jake!" Liz exclaims oddly. Both the worker and Dr. Wicked swing around to see who spoke. They see you and Liz. "After them!" Dr. Wicked orders. "After Run!" you shout. You run for your life. With all the workers in the laboratory coming after you, there's only one way out of this place. Up. Your thoughts are racing as fast as your feet. You've got it. You can climb the scaffolding on the ropes. Then you could swing down and tackle Dr. Wicked. It's risky. No, it's more than risky. It's life-threatening. But you have no choice, other than which ropes to climb. You examine them closely. Some look too thin to support your weight, others are thicker, but starting to fray. Which one will you choose? Alright, we're given a choice. Go for the thin rope or the thick but fraying rope?
Oh. Hmm. I mean. I mean, is it really about size here? Because I want something that's like trustworthy looking. Yeah. I mean. I mean.
Thick but fraying or the thin ropes that wouldn't really support our weight.
Hmm. Hmm. I
One
mean,
of these are probably connected to something.
yeah. Well, I mean, of course they are. I mean, it's. I mean, it is a give your. I mean, it is like a choose your own adventure book. So, I mean, yeah, true.
This
Hmm.
is kind of a tough decision. Is it kind of like, are you like a thin, is it like multiple thin ropes?
I'm gonna say it's like it's like thin strands. Like I'm gonna say like that, but I'm gonna say like it's, like it's like it's thicker than like the frail bits on the what's it, the thick ropes, whatever they're called, broken at the
Thick,
snappy
thick but
bits.
fraying. Like
Yeah,
not like broken, but
yeah,
look like they're about to break.
yeah. So
So it's clear
hmm,
that those ropes are used.
yeah. I'm gonna say I don't know if is it just me, but I'm gonna say thin ropes. I just trust them more, to be honest.
We'll try thin ropes first. But if this is wrong, don't worry. We'll still have two more
Yeah.
lines left.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
right,
we're deep into the book anyway, so yeah.
we're going to for the thin ropes. Go for the thin ropes, you call out to Liz. You both grab hold of the thinner ropes before you can start climbing. Before you can start climbing, the ropes automatically lift you up. They swing you through the rows and rows of wax dipped figures. Higher and higher, you go until you stop directly over the vats of bubbling wax. Cut them loose! Dr. Wicked cries from his platform. A worker holds an oversized pair of hedge cutters. On the other on the order of Dr. Wicked, he cuts the thin ropes. You and Liz drop to the vats below. The next sounds you hear are the voices of children on the field trip to the wax museum. Wow, check this scene out, one kid says. It's kids just like us, dipped in hot wax. So that's it, you think to yourself. This is the scene you and Liz were meant to be all along. You're just two kids being dipped in vats of wax in a wax museum. At least your audience is enjoying the show. As for you, your performance has come to the end.
That's
So yeah, I
dark.
guess we were turned into wax figures being dumped into a vat of wax.
That was dark.
Yeah,
That was dark. No, because what happens if we picked the other path? Like, wouldn't we have not gone past that? And like, maybe instead of like our main character, it'd just be like two other kids from our group.
I
Damn.
don't know, but we still have two more tries. Let's jump
Yeah.
back and go for the thick but fraying rope.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. See that.
Go for the
Sure.
thick ones, you instruct Liz. You and Liz grab the fraying ropes and start climbing. Get them! Dr. Wicked shouts. He's not going to let you get out. He's not going to let you get away. Pull! You encourage Liz. Faster! You notice a few strands of rope coming loose under your hands. Maybe we should have taken the other ropes, you think. But there's no time for that. Now you've got to climb. It's harder than you thought it would be. The ropes aren't anchored anywhere, so you and Liz swing wildly through the air. Then what happens next is a total accident. You and Liz were just trying to get away, that's all. But while you were swinging out of control, you accidentally swing into Dr. Wicked, and Liz swings into the whole row of workers, like bowling pins being knocked over by a giant bowling ball. Dr. Wicked and the workers fall into the vats of hot wax below. Their screams fill the laboratory. Dr. Wicked is destroyed. So it is House of Wax. That's exactly
Yeah.
how the antagonist of the 1953 movie died as well. He was thrown into a vat of hot wax.
Mm,
That's actually a good reference.
yeah. I swear this
It
book
was
took.
them.
Oh, no, you
Oh,
go again. You're reading
continue,
this.
continue. No, you
No,
continue.
okay. Yeah, because I swear this book has inspiration. It's like I know. Is it just me? But yeah, this came out after, like, this came like 40 years, came out 40, basically 4 years after that movie. So yeah, you know.
Yeah, this was before 2005 House of Wax.
Yeah, I thought that was like an older version or something.
Yeah, 1953 version.
Yeah, maybe inspiration from that. I guess we'll never know that. Hmm.
The the antagonist falling into the vat of wax is definitely from that.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I agree.
All right, continue. It was them or us, you say to Liz as you slide down the ropes and land safely. Right, Liz says weakly. Them or us? Mm, 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 a muffled voice says from the table. Turn to page 115. Jake! You and Liz exclaim together, but this time you call out his name with happiness instead of horror. You hurry over to the table. He's tied. Uh, you hurry over to the table he's tied to and pull the tape off his mouth and eyes. What do you think, Liz? You ask, winking at her. Should we unstrap him? After all, he's the one who got us into this mess in the first place. Come on, Jake pleads. This was no picnic for me either. You know, they had me heading for the of the century. You and Liz laugh as you untie Jake. He stands up, shaking his legs to get the circulation going, and says, So, what did I miss? Liz rolls her eyes. You're just about to give Jake a friendly punch on the shoulder when you hear another familiar voice. Uh-oh, you say. Here comes more trouble. Turn to page 65. Mr. Dunning! You, Liz, and Jake all cry at once. What? No. What are you doing here? Good question, Mr. Dunning says angrily. I might ask you the same thing. I thought I told you to wait in the lobby. Well, Jake stammers. Never mind that now. I'll deal with you three later. Maybe missing this wonderful trip was punishment enough. We saw everything there was to see, and even met the owner of the museum himself, Dr. Wicked. Haven't seen him lately, though. Anyway, you three really missed out on a lot. I hope you've learned a lesson after this experience. Oh, we sure have, Mr. Dunning, you say. We definitely, positively, sure have. The end. Wow.
Oh, that was
What a way
actually
to
a
end it.
yeah, that was weird. I know. Like, hmm,
But
I don't
the
know.
teacher and the rest of the group did not know that this was happening.
I
Like,
mean,
Dr. Wicked was trying his best
oh,
to look like a good guy.
I mean
Well, at
that
least
you.
he.
Yeah, true, true. Wait, go on. You were talking. I cut you off.
No, no, you go on. You go on.
You sure? Because like, oh, you sure?
No,
You
no,
sure,
no.
man?
Just go on. Oh, you were talking first.
Uh, I don't know. It's like, I guess like, yeah, but that's usual for these books because like, if you remember, like, like, in a what's it the Night is it Night in Werewolf Woods? Is that what
Night
it's
in
called?
Werewolf Woods.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, no one realized what was happening, so like they kind of just yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, like they didn't, and
But
the
either
what's
way,
it? Yeah,
what?
no, yeah, keep going. It's fine. Don't worry.
No, you keep going.
You
You were still
sure?
talking.
I know,
Yeah.
but I don't. I just don't like cutting people off, man.
You're
It's
fine.
like
You're fine. You're fine.
yeah. I know it's like, and also the what's it? Yeah, it's like because in most of these books, I've realized that like no one above the age of like 13 knows what's going on, or is that just me?
Yeah. Yeah, keep in mind, all the protagonists in Goosebumps are always 12.
Yeah, they're never about. Yeah, are they?
They're always
Yeah, they're
one
all
year
12.
under the age of a teenager.
Maybe it just doesn't work. Maybe like if you're a teenager, it doesn't work or something. Like you kind of just can't get into these situations or something. I mean, that's probably how things work, I guess.
But yeah, honestly, this was probably the best one out of all of them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, maybe right under Beware of the Purple Peanut Butter.
I know, I'm gonna say this is the highest because, like, the maze thing was really not good, I'm gonna admit.
And we had another weekend, or yeah, our fate was decided of the day of the week, like Beware and the Purple Peanut Butter.
Yeah. I know because like I think I'll probably say because I'm just gonna say they're tied to be honest because I know I'm gonna say they're tied.
Alright, well, either way, hope you guys enjoyed this Choose Your Own Adventure of Welcome to the Wicked Wax Museum. Next time will be Escape from Camp Run for Your Life, which looks like we'll be encountering a summer camp. I hope you guys enjoyed this adventure. Please consider subscribing and giving it a like, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!